What's up guys, it's Majazan here, back again, and I'm going to be doing an in-depth look at every single hero that we have available in the For Honor beta. So I'm going to be helping you guys choose which character you think will be best for you, and also teaching you some of the really cool things that each character can do. So we're going to start off with the three arguably hardest to play heroes. So we're going to start with Orochi. Now this gameplay in the background does not reflect the power of Orochi, as I am not that good with her. But yeah, she is one of the probably best and most overused at the moment in this beta. She's just, her attacks and the way that she can deflect and parry is just amazing. She's probably the most agile in the game at the moment. But yeah, Orochi, using her stances and deflects into a hurricane gust or a wind gust, it's probably one of the best ways to fight a heavy hitting character. So if you're coming up against a raider or something, when they go to hit a slam or something like a heavy hit, you can, if you dodge at the perfect time, you hit with a really nice deflect, and then you can press LB for a wind gust and RB for a hurricane gust, and these two attacks are unblockable and they're really, really good. So Orochi is one of the best characters for counter-attacking and parrying. She's just overall really, really good, but she's very hard to play, so I wouldn't suggest using her as your first character unless you really want to try and get good with her and you're playing against AI to practice before you go into a game. But yeah, Orochi is just, I had a look at the moveset here because I've never really played Orochi properly. I've seen people play her successfully, but I haven't really had a chance to play her properly. But she is the most agile in the game. I've seen a lot of people play her and just completely destroy me as almost any character. This Peacekeeper here didn't really have a chance, even though I didn't really know how to use her. She's still overpowered. So yeah, Orochi is a very good character overall, but I wouldn't recommend using her as your first character. She's very agile, her counterattacks and parries are really good, and her guard break is also very good. So only use her if you're advanced or you want to get straight into playing the hardest in the game. So the next hero we're going to be looking at is Peacekeeper. Now Peacekeeper is a status effect hero. She applies a very, very powerful bleed. So you want to try and keep away from the opponent because her health isn't great. She's also very quick. So when using a guard break, you can get those 3 stabs just like you saw there. So when you're doing the stab animation, wait until you hear the knife connect, and once the knife is connected, you press RB again. You do not want to spam RB because this will only give you 1 stab. So also in the guard break, you can push them away using X, doing that backflip kick, and you want to try and stay away from your opponent while using Peacekeeper because her blocks aren't great. Her parries are good. You can turn a parry into a stab, which also applies a bleed. You want to watch out for revenge with Peacekeeper. So as you can see here, I thought he was going to die, but he got revenge. Because with Peacekeeper, if the person has a very high defense to revenge meter, then you're going to be stabbing them a lot and doing a lot of little hits, which can lead up to a revenge very quickly. So with Peacekeeper, you want to try and stay away, apply a bleed, stay away, using the guard break into kick or pushing them away, and then that way you can wait for the bleed to run out and then go in for another attack. Now Peacekeeper, I wouldn't recommend using her if you're new to the game, just like with Orochi. I recommend if you're starting the game, probably using Warden just to start off with, so you can get down the parrying, blocking and all that, so you can eventually learn how to use these really overpowered but very, very good characters. See, as you can see here, I applied a bleed and then stayed away a bit. He came closer, so I did a few attacks. But yeah, you want to try and stay away from the opponent as much as you can. Yeah, using Peacekeeper is probably one of the funnest ways to play the game, just to watch your opponent bleed out from the other side of the arena. It's quite funny. Yeah, so overall, Peacekeeper a very, very good class, a very much of a supporting class, so you want to try and stay back. You don't want to be in a 2v1 unless you're really confident with her. Her blocking isn't fantastic. Her parrying is pretty good because you can turn it into a stab, which then leads to a bleed. Her guard break is very good, as it is pretty much unblockable unless the person you are guard breaking really knows what they're doing. But yeah, so only use Peacekeeper if you feel like you can use her, or if you are a bit more advanced in the game and know how to use some of the heroes and you want to try her out. The next hero we're going to be looking at is Beserker, who is arguably another one of the hard to use heroes. Now Beserker is probably the best chain attacker or comboer in the game. Their attacks are just ridiculously good. You want to try and stay close to the opponent, and again, just like with Orochi, this gameplay does not reflect the power of Beserker. I've tried to use her a bit, but I still can't just get her combos down, but she is really, really good. She's probably one of the best in the game, in my opinion, again, alongside Orochi and Peacekeeper, just because the power of her chain attacks and the uninterruptibleness of them makes her just so good. And she can easily survive a 2v1, because you can start a chain off one person, knock them back, and then like reflect the chain onto another person nearby, and that way you're got the one who you started the chain on is kind of out of the fight just for that split second, while you're continuing the chain onto the other person. Now with Beserker, you want to try and use her bear maul to your advantage. So her bear maul basically is a triple heavy attack where she does the spin. Now this thing is just really overpowered, it does so much damage and also can lead to them being staggered. And also when using guard breaks with her, if you press X it does a lot of stamina damage and knocking them back, which then can lead to knocking them down if they're low stamina, and then you can easily get some hits in there. So Beserker is really, really good for chain attacks and combos. Another thing about Beserker is that when you're being light attacked, don't waste your time just blocking them all. If you block one and then light attack them back, it knocks them back a bit and puts them off their guard, surprising them and giving you a chance to hit with a counter attack. So as you can see here, I used the bear maul and got pretty much 3/4 of their health, or a quarter of their health, sorry, gone already. It's just really, really good. Her guard break is also very good. It stops all attacks for just that split second, so you can get those combos in. So yeah, Beserker, sorry, is one of the best, and I would recommend using her. So yeah. Next character we're going to be looking at is Crusader. Now Crusader I am terrible with, so do not watch this gameplay, it was so bad. I'm just really, really bad with him, but he is one of the strongest defending characters in the game. He has the full block stance, just like Warlord does, where he can block from all angles by holding down on the right stick, and this way it uses a lot of stamina, but in revenge mode it cannot be broken and you do not lose stamina. So it's a very, very good way to wait for help if you're being completely bum rushed by like 3 guys, and you can just use your revenge and then sit there with that little block and then just wait for your friends to come in. Another good thing you can do is if you use your area attack while in full block stance, you can hit enemies without them hitting you, and it's a very good way of also keeping enemies off you while people come in. So that's in like 2v1s and 3v1s. So yeah, Crusader is a very, very good defensive character. He has his shield bash, he has his charge. These things can knock the enemy back, and you can start an infinite chain from afar when you've knocked them back. And that way, when you get close to them, you can hit them with a heavy hit and surprise them, or just keep the chain going. If it's blocked, then it's blocked, but then you can hit with a heavy attack or whatever. So Crusader is very, very, very good. You can charge your heavy attacks from while waiting for them to attack, and that way when you hit them, you'll be doing 2 bars of damage easily. So yeah, Crusader is a very, very defensive character. He's very hard to play, in my opinion, but that's just me. So yeah, Crusader, if you're looking for a defensive and kind of knockdown stamina build, then yep, this is the guy for you. The next hero is Nobushi. Now Nobushi is a samurai. She is an annoying character to play against. She basically lives to annoy her enemies. So she has this really cool thing called Hidden Stance, which I didn't use here because I just basically started using her. I didn't really know what I was doing. So again, this doesn't really reflect the power of her, but this Hidden Stance thing can actually like give you a keep your distance between your attacker and also stop light attacks. So it kind of, if you're going in for a light attack there and she holds B, she'll pull herself back out of it and go into her hidden stance, and this can then be chained into bleed effects. She is also a status effect user, just like Peacekeeper. So yeah, she is very, very, very annoying to play against with her little stabs and her bleeds. So if you hit the enemy while they're bleeding, it increases the damage of the bleed. So this is another good way to keep the other player low on health and also keep them on their toes by just doing little light attacks, little things to just try and piss them off. That's basically what Nobushi does, and then she can avoid the attacks very easily, and this can lead into guard breaks, into kicks, and then into a a Cobra strike, which is an overhead stab with a bleed. As you can see there, the Crusader's mace just flew away into the sunset. That was a lovely little glitch there, made my day a little bit. But yeah, so when using her, you can use her guard break into a kick, which then can be used into a Cobra's strike, and that adds a bleed. Blocking with her isn't the best, so I recommend staying away from your targets and holding B for that stance, because that thing is just, it's very different to every other character in the game. She's very, very unique in that way, and her bleed effects are also quite unique. Only her and Peacekeeper, I believe, can really use them effectively. So yeah, Nobushi is a very hard character to play. I wouldn't recommend using her unless you have advanced training with her against AI or some other way. But yeah, she is a very, very, very good character. The next one is Warlord. Now, Warlord is my G. He's an absolute legend. I love Warlord. He's probably my favourite character, and he's the one I'm best with. So when starting a round, you want to try and get the drop on the enemy by either hitting them with a charge using the sprint and X, or running in and hitting with a heavy attack from above outside of your lock-on to an enemy. You want to use guard break to your advantage. Guard break on Warlord is just crazy good, because you can guard break and then chain with a heavy attack and then a light attack from two different sides, and these two are very hard to block. But don't let yourself get red. If you constantly do this, they're going to read you and then counter attack you pretty easily. So as you can see, most rounds I'll start by running in and just lunging at the enemy, because this catches them off guard, and then you can hit them with a headbutt using forwards on the left stick, A and then X, I believe, and then that can lead into a headbutt. Now when using him, his blocks are really good, so you can stay close to the enemy pretty easily. Also, the headbutt is a very good way inside of combat just to knock them back away from you if they're just hitting you with a constant chain or something like that. And also the guard break into a throw away can also throw people off cliffs, and also the charging with the shield can also knock people off cliffs. So if you're low on health and you're on your own, or you're in a 2v1 or something, you want to get one out of the game quickly, just chuck them off a cliff. That's what I do. So yeah, Warlord is a very good, versatile, he does lots of different things. He can be a heavy attacker, he can be a defender, or he can be a counter attacker. So you can also use your full block, which is the same as Crusader, blocks from all angles but uses stamina. So that chain there, just that chain alone is just really, really good. That lunge into headbutt into a heavy attack is just a very good way to start off the fight. As you can see, the Nobushi is half health already, and then I just do it again and get her instantly. I mean, if that was a player, I'm playing against AI just because it's easier to make a video. They can sometimes be harder though. Yeah, you wouldn't believe. Yeah, that chain. If that was a player, they might have read it. So don't constantly do that. The next hero is Raider. Now Raider relies thoroughly on knocking his enemy down using a charge, or also using stun attacks. Now the stun attacks stop the enemy from seeing the little red kind of arrow on which way you're attacking. They can still tell by the way you swing your axe, but they don't know, because the red thing isn't there. So that's a really good way of getting your attacks in, starting chains, and also throwing enemies down using the charge, or from a grab you can throw them to the ground, and that's another good way of using Raider. That's what he relies on mainly, is those stun attacks and that throwdown. So you can also use his unbreakable attacks really, really easily. He just has a 3 RT unbreakable attack, which is very, very hard to fight against. It can be used really, really well. But yeah, you can also feint that attack, so you can do 2 attacks and then stop it and then attack from another side by catching your enemy off guard that way. And also you can just throw them off the map like that. So yeah, Raider is very easy to play, but also very good. So the next hero we're going to be looking at is Warden. Now Warden's probably the easiest one to play in the game, and probably the best to start out with. She has really, really good all-round capability. She's got great attack, great defense and blocking. She's got her guard break into push, and then also her bash off, just using X. It's a really good all-round capability. She's got great blocks. Her overhead attacks are really good for dealing high damage. She also has a really good light attack combo, which is very hard to block because it's so quick. So yeah, Warden is very fast compared to most heroes of her size, which is really nice if you want to kind of do a heavy hitter with a fast capabilities. So yeah, she's a very good hero all round. I would recommend using her as your first hero, just so when you're practicing you have an all round kind of thing, and then you can go from there which ones you like the most. So the final hero we're going to be looking at is Kensei. Now Kensei is also a very good starter hero along with Warden, because he's got very good range for his size. He has a massive sword which kind of closes the gap pretty quick, and also you can skip towards your enemies pretty far. So yeah, he's very good for range, but he relies mainly on his overhead unbreakable attack, as it deals so much damage compared to the rest of his attacks. He's also quite quick for his size in his attacks, so his light attacks are very quick, just like any samurai. But yeah, you're going to be mainly relying on your overhead and unbreakable combo. So to avoid the opponent reading you, because it's going to be like, if you come up against an opponent, they see you're playing Kensei, they're going to think, you know, if they know what they're doing, they're going to know that you're going to rely on that overhead thing to deal the most damage. So what you want to do is, when you're overhead attacking, sometimes you can feint the overhead attack, like cancel it, and when you cancel the attack, you can then quickly do a side swipe heavy attack, which will surprise the enemy and put them off their guard, which is a really good way to avoid being predicted and then blocked, and also maybe parried, or even worse, just straight up guard broken and then thrown into a geyser, just like that. But anyway guys, that's all from me. That's all of the heroes we have so far in For Honor. I can't wait till the new ones are brought out when the full game is released. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this game. I hope this video helps you find the hero that you want to play, and I hope that you guys manage to get pretty good at the game before it comes out, so you can get do well when it does come out. So yeah, anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really would appreciate if you go and check out my friend Blake's channel. He's been doing a lot of For Honor videos. His name is Blakarius Gaming. I'll put a link in the description. But he's taken off recently, just like I did when I did my ARC videos. He's taken off massively. He's at 473 subscribers when I'm doing this video. So it's crazy good that he's doing well. I actually taught him how to do the videos I do, so he's like my prodigy almost. Or my, yeah, prodigy, yeah, I guess, yeah. So yeah, if you could check out his channel, that would be great. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. If this really did help you, please drop a like for the support, because it did take me ages to make this video. And also subscribe if you want to see some more For Honor content. I'm going to be doing some live streams up into YouTube using Twitch, because I did one, but Blake forgot to turn his audio on. So we're not going to upload that one because it was a bit awkward, me just talking to myself the entire time. Anyway, yeah, please drop a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you guys in a bit.
Yeah.